Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Film and TV Insights Industry Podcast, episode 5. Today's episode is pretty interesting. I have my very first guest, Miriam. She is I've always wanted to say this. You are a drone queen.
Drone queen? It's better than drone girl. So that's cool.
Please tell the audience about yourself. What do you do?
What do I say? I'm an aerial cinematographer, and that is what I do.
Okay.
Only, yeah.
Okay. And I think what you do is very interesting. I feel like obviously I discovered you on Instagram, and I was like, oh my God, this is such a cool company. You know, I like the footage on your account, and I just started Googling you, and I just kind of followed, but I never really said anything. You know,
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, okay. I've never seen someone who just specializes on drone photography and cinematography, you know. And I think what you're doing is very interesting, and it's very niche.
Yeah.
How did you even get into it?
So I first started off as ambient photography,
Okay.
and then I realized that it's such a congested market. Anyone with a DSLR camera and a Facebook page is a photographer.
Okay.
So a friend of mine actually had drones, and I saw the drone and I was like, shit, can I swear? Is that bad?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm like on the autistic spectrum when it comes to shyness.
No, it's fine.
So,
it's fine.
okay.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Oh, I was saying, how did you get into it?
Oh, so I just bought a drone, got my license, and started spam emailing everyone, saying, do you need drone shots for anything?
Okay.
And that's how I got into it.
Wow. And did you obviously went to film school?
Yes.
Tell us about where you're from and how you, your love for filmmaking. How did that start?
So I studied at AFTA, and I did editing.
Okay.
And I enjoy editing. I think it's really cool. But I also, often in edit, you're like, oh, you should have done this, or why didn't you angle the camera like this? And I wanted more control over the shots. So I thought cinematography could be the thing for me.
Okay.
Specifically aerial cinematography.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's still very niche though, because I'm not gonna lie, it's really very unique and niche, and I never thought that anyone could run a business and do that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure obviously there is competition out there.
Yeah.
But I mean, judging from your website, you've kind of done a lot of work for a lot of brands, big brands, small brands. How is that like? How did they find you?
So I think the key is to, as I said earlier, shamelessly contact people. Say, this is my show reel, here's my rate card. And if you have beautiful footage and you're cheaper than the other guy, they usually want to give you a chance. And then if you impress someone, why would they use anyone else?
Yeah.
So
okay,
that's my angle, is having a great show reel. I think that's the most important thing if you're in the visual medium.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Something I like to do the first time I meet someone to see if we're on the same level or whatever that level is.
Yeah.
I like to ask them what are their top 5 movies.
Okay.
Because it's like a rite of passage for me.
Okay.
It's a lot of pressure. I know.
I'm really nervous.
It's a lot of pressure, but it's just something that I just like asking people.
Sick.
Yeah.
White chicks.
Okay.
I'm joking.
It's good.
Your spirit is your body a bit. Iron Giant is my favorite animation. Have you seen Iron Giant?
Yeah.
I love Indiana Jones, but that's because since I was a kid, I was into Indiana Jones. I recently watched 3 Billboards.
Oh, okay, yes.
And that was just
fantastic. Yeah.
Wow, power.
Okay.
The Intouchables, it's a French movie.
Oh, okay.
It's a really cool movie. I think you'd probably enjoy that.
Okay.
Well, how many did I name?
I think
3.
you named 4 now.
Okay, 4. What would the 5th one be?
Yeah.
It's such a difficult question.
I mean, I know you can't really.
I watch more series than I watch films.
Okay, it could be a series.
So I'd say True Detective, season 1.
Oh, yes.
Very cool. The
You
second season should have been not made.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, the first season was dope.
I loved it.
Everything about that show, cinematography, the acting.
Beautiful.
It's like...
And Westworld also is really
yes,
cool.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's also really cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good top
Did I
5.
pass?
No, I think you
Okay.
did. Your last movies are like, okay, cool.
Okay, thanks.
She has good taste.
Okay,
Because that's how
at
I
least.
judge people. I'm just like, what do you...
By the
If you were
movies.
like, I don't know, like Iron Man, I'd be like...
Avengers, Iron Man, Guardians of the Galaxy. No. That's
well,
just-
Guardians of the Galaxy is pretty... It's okay.
It's
I like it.
entertainment.
Yeah, it's like a
doesn't
popcorn movie. Yeah.
Leave you with something in your heart. Like 3 billboards, man.
Yeah.
It's been a while since the movie made me feel every emotion on the spectrum. So that was cool. I like that about a film.
It's a good top 5. Okay, what else do I want to ask you? So as obviously you're a creative entrepreneur and you run your own business, what hurdles did you face and overcome, like personally? Like just, I mean, dealing with clients or just trying to get out there? Because obviously I can imagine when you started, it wasn't just like, oh, we're going to hire you. Thank you. Like the first email you send, they're just like,
No, man.
obviously there are like struggles and stuff like that.
So you'll send 1,000 emails and 5 people will reply and 4 of them will be like, unsubscribe or don't email me again. So you can't give up. I think you can't get disheartened easily. You have to be tough, I think. And also, like, the biggest mistakes I made were my own mistakes. Not quoting people accurately or, I don't know, silly little mistakes. But you learn a lesson once.
Yeah, it's these things that come
and then you
with
never do
business.
it again.
Yeah.
But I think the toughest aspect is getting money from people, man. It's horrible.
Yeah,
I mean,
people never want to pay anyway.
Yeah, like
they want to get you for the like the lowest price they could
but
possibly.
don't be a pushover. Know your worth. Know the worth of your skill. And don't let people like push you over, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, do you think that social media is something that has helped your business, or like you get clients? Is it something that you think other people that are trying to run their own company and be creative entrepreneurs, they could look into?
100%. Like the Facebook ads, Instagram ads.
Oh, you actually boost your posts and stuff?
Yeah, you have to. And AdWords on just, you don't have to spend a lot, you know. You start small, 200, even 20 Rand for 5 days.
Okay.
And, yeah, I think social media has helped a lot.
Okay. That's dope.
Yeah.
Okay, and then, what was I going to say? Okay, do you think that, I have this argument with everyone I meet. I'm always like,
I'm excited.
film school or no film school?
No film school, man.
Okay.
Especially, I don't know, it's horrible to say, but I think especially a place like after that one, 70,000 Rand. I don't know what it is now. Maybe it's 80,000 Rand a
Yeah, it's
year
probably
from
more,
now.
yeah.
There's other costs on top of that. If you had taken that money and bought equipment, like you were saying earlier, and you teach yourself a skill. Like, no one taught me how to fly drones.
Yeah.
And I didn't go to AFTA to learn about, cinematography.
Yeah.
All of that you learn by practicing, going out.
Yeah.
And if I'd started sooner with better gear, I could have had, my foot in the door faster. I don't know, it's a tough question. I guess for things like sound, you learn a technical skill, but maybe getting an internship somewhere for 2 years is way better than going to film school, where they teach you like 5% of 100 things instead of 100% of one thing.
Yeah.
So the short answer after that long is no. I don't think.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
go to film school.
It is something that I also like. I've always like had like, film school is just like
especially if you're an actor, man. If you're an actor, you have it or you don't. It's horrible to say.
Yeah.
But you have it or you don't. No amount of lessons and breathing activities.
Yeah,
is going to make you a good actor.
I have this friend who goes to UJ, and he's always like, "Oh, my lecturer said you shouldn't do this." Like when we're shooting like a movie, I'm like, dude, like your lecturer can go like F himself. Like this is not the classroom. Like we're like MacGyvering this whole thing, and he's always like, my lecturer said you should do. I'm like, dude, you need to get out, because sometimes I feel like we do so much theory. I mean, to be honest, I don't think learning when the camera was invented has ever helped anyone.
Help you now. No.
Like who invented photography. I mean, it's good to know.
Smart
yeah, it's like it doesn't really help you, especially in the real world, because I think it is really tough.
Yeah.
And it's good to see people like you doing great things.
Yeah.
You know,
Thank you. That's so nice.
what else did I want to ask? So, I mean, you're like a solo creative entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I still admire it. I think it's really, really great.
Thanks, man.
You never see people like to even have the guts to actually say, you know what, I'm going to run my own thing.
Yeah.
Everyone walks the same path where they're like, oh, I'm going to go study and I'm going to go do an internship and I'm going to go like try find a job.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's, well, like everyone is doing that and hence they're not getting jobs. And obviously it is tough, but I think
it's the
like,
safe route, man.
Yeah, like
it's
going out and
safety.
just like doing something and like, hey, I want to do this and actually getting down and dirty.
Yeah.
I think it's a good way of like trying to get somewhere, you know?
You learn so much. I mean, in the first year of trying to start my own business or starting the business, I learned more than I think I learned in my whole life.
And when did you start? I actually didn't ask you.
So I start with Ariel probably 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's quite a long time.
Yeah, it has been, and things just get better, you know.
You get to travel a lot.
I do, and throughout South Africa I get to travel a lot, which is also really, it's fun, man. I've been very lucky, and I think a big part of that is also your attitude. You can learn any skill, but you can't really change your attitude, or it's something that you have to focus on a lot. And people don't want to work with complaining, negative Debbie Downers, So if you're positive and kind and helpful, people want to be around you and then they give you a chance.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, let's see what your skills are after seeing that you're not a cuck person.
Yes, that is very big. And then also, like, in terms of drone photography, like, I mean, I'm not really well versed. Why would someone want that? I understand like a drone video shot. I can obviously, like in a film or an ad, you want to like capture scenery, but like, what do they? I know it sounds very stupid, but like I wouldn't know why do people like? What do clients say? How do they say I want a drone photo of this area? But like, why?
Of what? Yeah, that is a good question. 99% of our stuff is videography, but now and then you get For ads, recently it was a stills ad for Toyota. They wanted stills of Toyota and a beautiful landscape.
Oh, okay.
So that was a rare example. The stills are more for technical things. So I do film, but also some technical fields like in agriculture and construction.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine, yeah.
So they want a photo every month for the next year of the site to see how it's progressing.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, or you stitch photos together to make a map of an area.
Oh, okay.
But in terms of
I was gonna say it's like Google Maps your client or something. I don't know.
Exactly.
Okay, that's really interesting. What else did I want to ask? What's the most ridiculous? Because I think I was checking out your page or something, and then I saw it said drone photography. I mean, cinematography, but it was inside a studio.
Yeah.
I would never think that people would need drone shots inside a studio.
Or flying. I've had to fly in warehouses. A lot of people in the film industry, they know what the capabilities of a camera and a drone is. But there will be some people like, I need you to fly into the room and then out the door and then out the window and then up again. And you have to explain to them that that's just not...
Yeah.
That's just not possible. Or fly through the crowd, close to the people's faces and then over. And you're like, that's not going to work. That's very dangerous. And the prop wash from the drone will make people's hair. And the drone's very loud.
Yeah.
People forget that the drone's loud. So they'll want to record sound during a drone shot. And you're like, it's not going to work. It's impossible. It's not going to happen.
Okay. What else? I guess, that answers my next question, which was going to be the most ridiculous request you'd ever gotten from, like, a client, I guess
clients, they don't have the most ridiculous, just unrealistic expectations.
Okay.
Which you also have to just nip it in the bud. Be like, no, that's not going to happen. But I've had a person phone me every now and then asking me about a drone that can carry. I can't tell if it's a boy or a girl on the phone, him or her. He or she is convinced that there's a drone that they can stand on and that can fly them around. And asked if I can help build or do I sell these drones.
Oh,
I was
wow.
like, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me know if you find it. So now and then she updates me on the human flying drone.
Oh, well, I mean, I've seen like a Samsung ad video.
Yeah.
I think it was Casey Neistat. He wasn't standing on the drone though, was he? No, it was a really big, like, custom made.
That's expensive.
Yeah,
and it takes time. And
I think it was also built for him to handle his weight.
You can't go to like Game and buy the drone, the human drone.
And how would you give advice to someone who would want to be a drone like cinematographer and stuff? Like, I just finished high school.
Yeah.
And I really want to get into drone photography and cinematography. What do I do? What's the first step?
I think the first step is to get your license.
Okay.
Because that just opens a lot of doors.
What is that process?
So you get the license from the Civil Aviation Authority. Mm-hmm. You just go to a flight school.
Oh, wow.
I've got a little pilot's booklet,
Oh, my God.
But I'm not a pilot of action.
Yeah. How, does that take, weeks or something? Or?
It takes, 2 weeks. It's quite expensive as well.
Oh, okay.
But in the bigger scheme of things, it's not as expensive as 3 years after, And you just get your license. And also, maybe don't just focus on drones, because now it's a niche market, but anyone who goes to a shopping center can get a drone.
Yes, like
so
a DG Spark or something.
Fly a drone, be able to shoot video, do some basic sound edit, be an all-in-one type of a bundle deal, I guess. Or but back to the thing, get a little drone, practice, start on a show reel. Show reel is the most important thing.
Yeah. Okay. What else? And what I mean, this is, I guess, it's pretty, generic. So why do you think, people fail, to start their own business, being, a creative introvert? Because, I'm not going to lie, it's rare. People usually, start, hey, I'm going to work for 5 years, learn the ropes.
Yeah.
And then, then I'll quit. But they don't quit because now they've got, car payments, house payments, and it's always am I really gonna go and start a business now?
Yeah.
It's
I think it is one of the scariest things that you can do. Mm-hmm. But I guess in any of our lives, the biggest thing holding anyone back is their own self-doubt. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of people, I know a lot of people aren't that smart or not even that talented, but they're very hardworking.
Yeah.
And they're doing well.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine you're hardworking, talented, and smart. And the world's your
triple
oyster, man. But I think just having the balls to do it, start on your own little projects. Prove to yourself that you can do things. And then take on more. And then finally, I actually don't have to work for the man.
Yeah. And then, I mean, obviously, I'm sure you see yourself getting to other places. What is, I don't know, it sounds like a cheesy interview question. So where do you see yourself in, the next years?
In the next 2 years?
Yeah, 3, 5.
3, 5, 2. You know what? Honestly, I have no idea, and I think that's cool. You never know really in life what you can plan and kind of have a rough idea, but I like to not get my hopes into one thing. Because someone could say, please come to Malaysia and help us shoot a documentary for the next 3 years. I want to be able to be shot.
Yeah.
See you there, man. Or, I don't know, even if, where do I see myself in 3 years? That's it.
I know, it's like an interview question. It's
a tough question.
Yeah.
But I have no idea. I'm sure that the business will grow. I do want to get to a point where I can also hire other people. Women, I want women to fly drones. I think we.
I feel like there isn't actually a lot of women.
I haven't met any other.
There's
South
always
Africa,
those guys and tech.
Yeah.
Guys they're all over.
Guys, tech, pimply faced white dudes flying drones. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the myths, lies, and misconceptions of being like a solo creative entrepreneur? Because obviously, in today's world, like being like an entrepreneur is like, oh, it's cool. I just wake up when I want. I go to vacation when I want to.
Yeah.
Like what do people not know? Because it's like, it's the cool thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to quit what's like things that people don't know?
Yeah, people, you know, like Facebook, people only show you the best of their lives. No one's ever going to tell you the cuck things about life. So there are times that, you know, you'll have weeks where you're so busy, and there'll be 2 weeks where it's quiet. And no one contacts you. You don't get an email, you don't get a phone call, and you're like, holy shit, what am I doing with my life? And it's in times like those when you start doubting yourself. You start being like, okay, is it too late to get a job at a editing place, or should I do this, and should I update my CV? And then after those 2 weeks, people start messaging you again, and you feel like an idiot. So in the times where it is quiet, because there are times where it is quiet, practice your skill.
Yeah.
Work on personal projects, update your show reels, you know, work on yourself, work on your business. And don't be fearful, man. I feel like being fearful attracts, bad.
Yeah.
But what are the other, it's not like the leader of my own destiny. There are times that you have to do annoying, generic work, you know? That's the things that also helps pay the bill. Someone who wants you to fly around their construction site, or for real estate, or the same track out, track in shots, track out, track in.
Yeah.
So it's not all
glamorous,
not at all.
Okay. And then one thing also I'm really interested in is like, I mean, I watched this YouTube channel on YouTube.
What? On YouTube?
So it's called The Future, and they talk about like being like a freelancer or like a creative entrepreneur, and they talk about like charging, like, well, like one of the philosophies the guy says is like, you shouldn't like, whenever you're charging for a service, you shouldn't like kind of like bill per hour, or like bill too low, because, you know, when that client wants changes or is like asking for too much, then you feel like, oh no, you know, you didn't pay for this. You know, they talk about like, you know, let's say I charge like, I don't know, 100 grand to shoot a video. If I shoot a video for you for 100 grand, I know that you can give me as much changes as you want. And I'll be like, changes. I'll do it as much as I can, you know? And I think it's I forgot what my point was, but I like those type of conversations of like how to protect yourself as an artist, because nobody wants to be like the starving entrepreneur.
No.
You know, or like starving like creative entrepreneur. How do you navigate those waters? Did you have like someone that you were working with? I think it's a recording. Did you just like learn on your own, or was there someone that you would look up to? Because I'm sure there are other things that you can't learn in school. You know,
you learn from your mistakes, man. So when you have to have a terms and conditions document. Okay. And in it, you have to say things like, if the scope or the nature of the job changes, we're allowed to increase the quote or add something on.
Oh, okay, cool.
I think also small things like, it's not a small thing, keeping the footage until the client pays, or 50% deposits, things like those. Because as soon as you hand over footage, you have nothing. You have no power anymore. So there's some clients, I mean, you have to be able to scope out who's going to be dodgy and who isn't. I have some clients who, they say they pay me in 30 days. In 30 days, you receive the payment. There's other people that I've had to, 60 days later, they pay you, and that's after emailing and begging and calling. And a big part of time, or of my time, that could be spent on anything else, I've spent chasing money and payments, and that all could have been avoided by just having a contract. But even the contract, people don't care about that necessarily.
It's not like, are you going to sue me, or are you going to take me to court?
I'll take you to small claims court, but all the costs it won't make anything up. So keeping your footage,
Okay.
And if I want to see the footage, I'll wear big watermark over your footage. And you won't always be able to do that, but where people are dodgy, you have to, from the beginning, have it known we take 50% up front, 50% when we finished, or we don't hand over footage until we receive payment.
Yeah, yeah.
And it gets tough because they're like, no, but our DIT needs to take it, or we need the footage right now.
There's always some reason.
There's always some
we
reason.
have a tight deadline.
Yeah, and it's hard sometimes because sometimes you have to give them the footage. They need to edit the next day. So it's, I guess, being able to know who you can trust. Always Google a production company. Don't just let them message you, do this, do this.
Yeah.
Check them out, see what they've done before. Charge people for petrol. AA rates. That's also a big thing. I found that maybe I'll make 3,000 Rand on the job, but the petrol, I'm spending 800 to 1,000 Rand.
Yeah.
So you didn't really make 3,000, you made 2,000.
Yeah, I can
and
imagine.
they don't give you food, so then you've made 1,500.
They don't give you food.
You know, you get jobs like that.
Ah, man. Okay, that's...
Contracts. 50% up front.
Okay, it's very basic and it's doable, and you
Yeah.
can find contracts online
Yeah,
and just like tweak it and stuff like that.
100%.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. But yeah, thank you so much for coming through. What was I going to say? I don't have any more questions, but I mean, like I said, I really like what you do, and I think it's really great. It's very niche, and that's what makes it really awesome, makes you awesome.
Thanks.
And
man.
how do people contact you if they're like looking for work? Drone photography, cinematography. How do they... Yes.
Contact me.
Yes, yeah.
Just on my website, www.ambertaerial.com. And all the information they need is there. Even my showreels. Showreels are important. So
Okay.
that's also there.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
coming.
man.
I hope this is really cool. This is the Film and TV Industry Insights podcast, episode 5. And until next time, guys, peace out.